Hi, I'm Annabelle, and once again I welcome you to Annabelle's Easy Decorating. And this is going to be a class that I think, I'm going to call it a class, because I think you're going to learn so much from it. Now, I'm a great proponent of the artificial tree. Maybe it's because I live in Florida. And I know what I can accomplish with an artificial tree that I cannot do with a live tree, no matter if I'm in Minnesota or in Florida. But the one good thing about an artificial tree is how it is so pliable and easy to use, and it doesn't fall apart, and you don't have to vacuum it up. It's so much easier. But when you're buying a tree in Florida, I suggest the artificial tree, and I suggest if you like that smell, then you go to a tree farm and you buy boughs, and you may be able to either stick them in the tree or put them around the house, and then you've got that actual fragrance. But you know, today when you buy a candle, the smell of the tree, the Christmas fir, the silver fir, they don't smell like Lysol or a house cleaner. They smell like a genuine tree. They're wonderful. The fragrances are so good. So I think you can accomplish what you want with an artificial tree and have that fragrance in the home that doesn't drive you crazy when all the needles start falling off. And the part about Florida too, or a southern state, in bringing in a live tree, we don't have the cold to sustain the sap within the tree. So that's why your needles fall off so readily here. When you do use an artificial tree, and I do suggest that you get one pre-lit, and we're going to talk about, though, if you don't, how you run those lights. But when you set up your tree, you put it together, and then you always start, in this case, at the bottom of the tree, and you pull down one limb at a time, and you fluff it out and fluff it up before you go to the next one. Do not let all those branches fall down, because you will miss fluffing the tree, and you'll say, now why is there a void in that tree? Because you didn't take care of that branch. So just be very patient with yourself. Don't let the whole thing fall down on you, and just pull one branch down at a time, fluff it, and go all the way around the tree, and then keep working your way up the tree. If you do not have a pre-lit tree, let me tell you how you run your lights, and maybe you can even leave them on from year to year and you won't have to take them off. And this you do too on an artificial or a real tree. You want to take your tree once it's up, and you want to draw an imaginary line. You want to pie shape your tree, and it may be 3 pie shapes around depending on the size, or it could be possibly 4, 3 to 4. Small enough, you got 2. But you take this artificial line, you take your lights. I want them plugged in, I want them running. You want to make sure they're working when you're putting them on the tree. Then you start at the top of the tree, and within that imaginary line, you start running your lights back and forth and in and out, back and forth and in and out, and staying within that. This is the big surprise. No, you're not going around the tree. If those lights go out, they're right there in that section. They're not all the way around your tree, but they're right there in one designated area. It makes it much easier to replace and to figure out where the bad light might be. So you continue them down the tree, until you're finished. And that's how you run your lights. Then you work your way all the way around. So we've gotten to the point now where you know how to set up this tree, you know how to put the cardboard at the bottom, you know how to anchor it to the wall, you know how to run your lights should you need to, and now you've got something that's going to be so pliable and easy to use with the artificial tree. I wish I had stock in artificial trees, but I don't. It's just that I know from the 30 trees that I've set up this year that it's just so much easier to work with them, and I can have so much fun once I start placing my toppers and my ornaments. Sometimes they just kind of stick in. They're like a magnet. So I want you to have the best time ever when you're working your tree. And again, animate your tree. Make sure you've got things coming off of your tree as you're decorating it. Take some of those pieces from the top and just stick them into the sides. Remember when you're finished hanging ornaments how they're all low? Well, now you're going to take a branch like this and just stick it. See, I don't want that plain old branch sitting there staring at me. I'm going to take this bough and I'm just going to stick it right there. Now I've filled in that tree. I've filled in that empty space. No empty spaces. Remember, have fun. Do not be intimidated by any of this, and make something that you're going to enjoy. And if anybody's coming and giving you a hard time, give them a ticket to the movies and enjoy yourself. But just have fun, turn on the Christmas music, and make it the most wonderful time you've ever had during the season. Take care. My best from Annabelle. Happy holidays.